Hey guys, my name is Batimio, and today I took up another challenge. Every once in a while, I like to switch things up and use a terrible setup to try to give myself a really large handicap and to keep the game fresh. And so for today, a lot of you were suggesting that I try out the PP2000 with the Cobra sight, and that is it. So no extended mags, nothing to make this any better, just the Cobra sight to give me at least something to work with. And this, while it's not a terrible weapon when you put attachments on it, and especially extended mags, when you don't have anything, it is pretty bad. And that's not just because of the extended mags, but also for a couple of reasons that I will get into here in a second. So the PP2000 is much like any of the personal defense weapons, where you're going to want to stay up close, you're going to want to take advantage of the high close damage, and kind of stay away from long-range combat. You can still kill people at range, and probably one of the nicest things about this gun is that it has a fantastic recoil. It's only going to drift slightly to the left, but it's very manageable. This thing isn't going to bounce very much, and it also has a very nice hipfire accuracy. You know, PDWs all really have a nice hipfire, but this one, for me personally, while it's no better than, let's say, the M5K or the MP7, it's really nice. So now you might be wondering and thinking to yourself, well, then why is this a terrible setup? You're praising all of these different attributes. Where does this weapon go wrong? Well, first of all, if you're not using the extended mags, you only have 20 rounds in your magazine, and that does not give you a whole lot of room for air. So for me personally, I was only able to take out 2 targets. Technically, you can take out more, but you're gonna have to be very conservative with all of your ammunition, and once or twice I was able to take out 3 targets with just 1 magazine, but 20 bullets is not a lot. And when you get into a tight spot and you are, you know, someone's 2 feet away from you, you usually want to make sure that the target is dead, so you'll squeeze for a little bit longer than you normally should, and that results in, you know, less time to take someone else out. And so this results in a lot of reloading, and while the PP2000 doesn't have the worst reload time, it takes a substantial amount. The short reload is 2.45 seconds, but its long reload time is 3.45, which is really bad. And so what I found during my play session is that because I only had 20 rounds, I had to make sure that every time I got into a fight, I was always reloading before my entire magazine was out, because if I didn't, going through the 3.45 seconds took forever, and I was leaving myself very exposed. Not only that, but another reason why I feel like this weapon is kind of held back is that it has a very slow RPM. Personal defense weapons, just like the PP2000, are meant for close range combat, and when you only have 650 rounds per minute, trying to take someone out when they're using the F2000 or the AEK can be a little challenging. And so what I found myself doing was kind of taking things a little slow. I had to take it slow because I could only take out a couple of targets, but not only that, but I always felt like I needed to know where the target was and then kind of take them by surprise, quickly take them out with the nice accuracy of it. I mean, the recoil is very manageable, so it's easy to get headshots with it, but then quickly duck behind cover, reload again, and then go about my day trying to find my next target. But because it only has 650 rounds per minute, there were so many situations that I was like, if I was using any other weapon, I would have killed them. No, you know, I got the jump, but simply because they were using the F2000, they won that, you know, they won that fight, and that always is frustrating. But don't get me wrong, because I do love the PP2000. It is a lot of fun to use. Granted, there are some things holding it back. It's slow RPM, the fact that it is a close encounter weapon, that combination really doesn't suit itself very well, and the fact that it does have a very long reload time doesn't make things great, but it's a fun weapon to use. And one of the things I like about it the most, probably, and I know this may sound a little silly, is the way it sounds. And Battlefield and DICE did a fantastic job with the audio, especially for the guns in this game, but there is just something about this weapon that resonates with me. I love the way it pops. It's just very satisfying to shoot this thing and to kill people. So, you know, yes, it has some things holding it back, but in general, this setup while there were some infuriating moments, there were some times where I was just like, come on, reload faster, and come on, RPM, this is a little ridiculous. In general, this challenge was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I did it. But that is about it for today's terrible weapon challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have a setup that you would like to recommend, let me know down below in the comment section, and I could potentially try it in a future episode. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.